Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. My name is Anjali and I am an educator at Re-Level by Unacademy. Today we will be solving a very exciting problem that is power of K. So first of all, I will be taking you through the problem statement. Then we will be looking into what the logic which we can use in this question, and then we will be moving towards its implementation, and the implementation we will be doing in JavaScript. So let's get started. Yeah. So the problem statement is you are given an integer k and q queries. In each query, you have to find the sum of first n natural numbers by taking the power of k with negative sign. Power of k means k naught, k1, k2, and so on. So then they have given some example that if n is 5 and k is 2, sum is going to be minus 1, minus 2, plus 3, minus 4, plus 5. So now what I will be doing, I will be opening Scribble and there I will be actually writing down what and all things which we can do in order to implement this and what is the logic which we are going to use. Because just by reading it once, probably you must not be clear with what the question is expecting you to do. All right. So the question name is power of k. Okay. We can actually refer to this as sum of first and natural numbers by taking power of k as negative number. This is what we want to achieve out of it. Okay. So I'll write it down. That is sum of first and natural numbers by taking powers of k as negative numbers. So this is the problem state. This is what we want to achieve it. Now I will be writing it down with the help of some examples and then I will be explaining it to you that what do we actually have to do. So what is actually going to happen? They are going to give us first and natural number. So let us say, like just forget about powers of k, what the first and natural number is. So let us say I am giving you n as 3. If I'm just asking you, tell me the sum of first three natural numbers. So what you can do, you will be telling me 1, 2, 3. So you will say, okay, 6 is the sum of first three natural numbers. Okay. What if I'm giving you 4? So your sum is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all. Yeah. So now that is going to be 10. Correct? Now if I'm asking you, tell me the sum of five natural numbers. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be 50. So through this, you must be clear about if we have to find out the sum of natural numbers, if I'm providing you some value of n, how are you going to do it? Correct? In this particular question, now they are providing us some small trick here. They are saying what, like they are actually giving you some number k. So let us say your k is actually 2. Just an example. Okay. After that, what they are saying, if your question is like n4, then you will have to, like whatever value is going to be there in terms of power of k, for those ones, you actually have to take as a negative number. What does that mean? So, what is the sum for a natural number? Like I'm just writing down the numbers. I'm not going to put any uh, plus or minus sign there. So these are the four natural numbers, right? Then they are saying you have to check if this is in powers of 2 or not. So if we will observe, 2 power naught is actually equal to 1, correct? So for this one, you have to put a negative sign. Then we have to check for 2. So if you are doing 2 power 1, so again, this number is going to be there. So this is also going to be a negative number. Then we have 3. So if you will see, next power is going to be 2 power 2. That is 4. That means 3 is not going to come in terms of 2. So what symbol we are going to put here? Positive. but 4 we have already checked. So for 4 we have to put negative. So through this, if we are going to find out the sum, what it is going to be, that is going to be -4. So what do you have to understand in this question? You will be given some value of k, you will be given some value of n. Depending upon what the value you are actually getting, you have to perform all the operation there. Okay, I'll be taking one more example before jumping into its implementation. If it is still not clear to you, with the help of that example, it will get clear. All right, so let us take another example. So let us say we have n as 5 and we have k as 2. Okay, now what we will have to do, first of all, whenever we have any such question, like forget about coding and all for the ones. For now, you have to understand if any such question is given to you, how you are going to find out the solution. Just by paper and pen. Forget about what code we are going to write there. Okay. So what we will be doing in such a case, firstly, you write down what all numbers do we have. So first five natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we have to check if we have powers of 2, means if you have some number k, you have to check for all the powers and you have to check for the powers which are actually going to lie in these natural numbers. So here if we will check for 2, what we are going to get, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. Only these numbers are actually present in this range. So this is equal to 1, this is equal to 2, this is equal to 4. So for these numbers, you have to put a negative sign. For rest of the numbers, you have to put a positive sign. So here, 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 put a negative sign. For rest of the places, you put a positive sign. And then you find out the sum for the same. So here, sum is actually going to come as 1, right? If you want, we can take one more example. So let us say we have sum as uh, n as 15. I'm actually taking a very big number. And then we have k as 3. In such a case, what is going to happen? First of all, you list down all the natural numbers starting from 0 to 15. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are the 15 natural numbers. Now I have to check for the powers of k. So 3 power 0, that is 1. So for 1, put a negative sign. Next, we will be getting 3 power 1, that is 3. So for 3, you put a negative sign. Then we have 3 power 2, that is nothing but 9. So for 9, you put a negative sign. Then we have 3, that is 27. We do not have 27 in this range. So for rest of the numbers, I am going to put a positive sign. Now you can just add and subtract and you can get the answer for the same. But I hope with the help of this, it will be clear to you that what this one is asking you to do. So now what we will be doing in this case, I will be actually taking you through the code first and then I will be explaining you that what we are doing in that code. Okay, I'll be open Visual Studio Code. Let us create a fresh file. Now in this particular one, what do we have to do? We have to, like, we should actually be having some values where we are storing all the powers of k. So what we will be doing to store the value of k, we are going to take one array. And what does that array is going to do? That one is going to change all array elements from starting to the ending index to a static variable, and then it is going to give you the modified array. Okay, I'll write down that as well. So what that is going to do, changes all array elements from start to end index to a static value and returns the modified array. This is what we are actually targeting out of it. Now in this one, what do we have to do for that array? Uh, we are going to take like we have to take something, right? So let power, and this one is going to have the array elements. This is the length which I am providing, and then I am filling everything to 0. So what we will be doing initially, just fill all the values to 0, and then what we will have to do later on, we'll be updating the power, right? So in this one, with the fill, what we are doing, we are changing all the array elements, okay? And I'll better put this thing here. Okay, now it makes more sense. After this, what we want to do, we have to store the pre-sum of powers of k. So what we will be doing, to store pre-sum of the powers of k's, because whatever the values we are having, that one also we'll have to store, right? So for that one, I will be taking pre. In that, again, I'm taking a array of 31, and then I'm going to fill it with 0. After this, what we will have to do, we have to create, first of all, let us declare some of other things. So let us say I am taking n as 5. We have already tested it for 5 natural numbers, right? After that, we are going to take some k. So let us say k we have as 2. You can put any number. I am taking 5 and 2. All right. Then we have to create one function that is going to be power of k. And here what and all we are going to pass? We are going to pass just k. So what does this function is going to do? This function is going to generate all the powers of k. Because if you have realized what we were doing, we were generating powers of k, and that one we were storing at a place. So that particular task you can achieve with the help of this particular function. Now what we will be doing, we are actually going to for now, whatever value we are going to get from the sum function. So that one we are going to display here. So here we can say sum, and what and all parameters I'm going to pass here, n as well as k, because I want to do the sum with k values. So that is how we are going to perform it, right? So now like this is the given condition which is given to us, and that is the how we are going to make the function calls. Now I will be writing down the function for sum, and then I will be showing you how we can actually generate sum for the given n natural numbers. Okay, so for that what we can do, I am using arrow function for creating the sum. You can use anything, okay, according to what you are comfortable with, but according to the latest JavaScript you should be using arrow functions. Okay, now in this particular one, what we will have to do, we have to first of all store the sum of n natural numbers, right? So what we will be doing, we are going to do let, and then we can say, let us say result. And in this one, what we will do, whatever value of n you have, n into n plus 1, and you can actually put it into some bracket, and you divide it by 2. So that is how you are actually going to get the sum of n natural number. This is the standard formula, n into n plus 1 by 2, correct? Now what you will have to do, you have to find out the first greater number, then given number, and after that what you will have to do, you have to put the minus variable in the form of operation. So like you have to understand, we have some set of numbers, but not everything is going to be positive. Here what we got sum of all the positive numbers. Now what we'll have to do, we'll have to subtract the negative numbers out of it, right? So what we will be doing, like I'm actually writing it down, find the first greater number, then given number, then minus variable of this from answer. That is how we were doing, right? So when we were doing it on paper and pen, what we were doing, we listed down all the numbers and then accordingly we were putting it there. But again, in this one, it is not going to be the same case. So what we will be doing, we are going to find out the greater number than the given number. And accordingly, we are going to put the minus sign. Okay. So what we will be doing, then we are going to have one loop. This loop is going to start from I is equals to 0 to 31. Correct. And then what we will do for every value, like we have to create some power, right? So from that, we will have to see how we are going to get the value. So this particular array we are going to use because this one is storing the value of k. So we in this array we are going to check the value at I. That what value are we going to get here? And if like what is the condition? The first greater number given than the given number. First greater number than the given number. So what you will be doing if this particular value is greater than the given number, that is how you are going to write it, right? This one, let me put it in if condition. After that, what you will have to do, you have to update your result. So what we will do, whatever value of result we have, from that we have to subtract it, okay? So what we are going to subtract the value of k into, we have already created one more array, right? Pre, which is storing the pre-sum. So that pre-sum we are going to use here. And that one we are going to take for 1 minus 1 because we have to take it for the previous one. Correct? And if we ever entering inside it, we do not want to execute anything else. We just need to break from here because our work is done. And later on, what we will be doing, we are going to return a result from here. So with the help of this code, we were able to achieve the sum of n natural numbers according to the given condition. But if you will realize what is the one thing which is still not done, that is working on the function power of k. So how we are actually going to generate power of k. Now let us look into it. So let power of k. What is the parameter which we can pass to it? K. Correct? Now inside this, what we will be doing, we need to store the value or the power of k. So we are going to take some variable for the same. So let us say we are taking a variable to store power of k. All right. And let us say I am taking the variable x. So x is equals to 1. I'm taking it as 1 because we are going to take it in the terms of power. Correct. So when we have to take it in terms of power, always initialize it to 1. After that, what we will be doing, we are going to run a loop and that loop is going to run from 1 to 31 because we are considering all the powers here. Or in fact, we'll take it from 0 because anything power 0 is actually going to be 1. So let us not skip that one. After this, if you have to find out the power, what you will be doing, we already have a function and in this particular one, we have to update the values, right? So at I, what you are going to update, you are going to put the value of x. So that x is actually, right now it is 1, but later on it is going to update. And how it is going to update? Now I'm going to write it down. So whatever value of x you have to multiply it with k. So this is nothing but, let us say I'm giving you 2 power 3. So what do you have to do? You have to take the same number and you have to multiply it 3 times. So that is what I'm trying to achieve here. I hope this must be clear. Now what we will have to do through this, we are able to get the power. Now we have to store the pre-sum as well, right? So to store the pre-sum, what we will have to do, we have to take one array that is going to be this one, pre-array, okay? And to that, initially, at initial value, I'm going to put as 1. Why I'm putting it as 1? So if you know, anything power 0 is 1. So when we have to initialize this array, it is a good practice if we are initializing it to 1. So that is how it is actually going to do the required work. After that, what we will be doing, we are going to run it from a loop which is going to start from 1 to 31. And then we are going to update the values of this pre-sum. So what we are going to do, how we are going to actually store the values. So let us say we are starting from 1, Why are we starting with 1 and why not with 0? That is because 0 value we have already considered that it is going to be 1. So no need of iterating it from 1. Okay. Now inside this, what we are going to do, so whatever value of pre-sum array is going to have, to that particular one, you have to take the array with the previous value, plus you have to add the value of the power. So that is how it is going to work, right? So let us say I have values like 1, 2, and 4. I'm considering powers of 2. So what do you actually want? In order to reach to the second one, if you want to perform this uh, sum for that, what you will have to do, take the previous value plus you take the value for the current power. That is how you will be achieving it, right? So here I'm going to do I minus 1 plus you will be adding power I here. So through this, we will actually be getting powers. Okay, now I will run and show you the output for the same. So you can see it is giving us value as 1. Was it 1 only? No, it should be minus 4, correct? Or am I giving 5? Yeah, I'm giving 5. So then it is correct only, right? Let me run it for 4. So you can see it is giving minus 4. So that is correct. What I can do, I can probably put it into good representation so that it is more readable. So I can actually put sum of n is equals to natural numbers with powers of k. Like actually you can put any kind statement. I'm putting it like this, equal to like this. So if you will run, you can see it is actually showing sum of n4 natural numbers with powers of k2 is equal to minus 4. And that is what we were intending out of this program. So I hope I was able to make this question easier and interesting for you. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be seeing you in the next topic. Bye bye.